Hello there. I'm glad you could make it. I'm Dr. Julia with Harmonious Living, and today I'm going to talk about your inner self and your outer self. Until we mature and work out our issues in life, the inner self and the outer self may look like polar opposites. Your outer self is typically defined as a part of your personality that is shown in social situations. This includes the way you dress and the way you speak around others. Your inner self consists of your thoughts, your emotions, and behaviors that you choose to keep to yourself or that you disclose around those that are closest to you. Now, I put some characteristics on the screen that may describe you or others about your inner self and your outer self. I'm not going to read all of them, but it's just going to give you an idea of some things. I just wanted to spark your memory about who you are, how you see yourself in social situations, and think about how other people see you in social situations. So are you angry? You feel good? You're the life of the party? Or you're a wallflower? You go home, you're nice to your family, or you yell and scream all the time, you feel lonely and rejected, or are you confident and helpful? So I'm going to give you an example of some polar opposites in the inner self and the outer self. So let's talk about Billy Bob. He's always the life of the party. He never meets a stranger. Although he's loud and he's crass at times, he's never rude or disrespectful to others. He wants everyone to like him, and he goes out of his way to please. But when he goes home, he's depressed and he's moody. He has a lot of shame and guilt about growing up in poverty and about being bullied at school. It just eats away at him. He yells at his wife and his kids, and he frequently punches holes in the wall when he is feeling overwhelmed. Now, let's look at Shamika. She has worked on her issues, so we see some congruency between her inner self and her outer self. Like Billy Bob, Shamika grew up in poverty, and she helped to raise her 4 siblings when her father left. And her mother worked second and third shift, so was away from home a lot. And so that left Shamika in charge. In social settings, she's quite polite, and she's worked hard on not being a wallflower. So she never sits alone. She never sits at the back of the room. She's a good listener. She's real attentive and tries really hard to fit in. When she's at home, she's calm. She's not easily overwhelmed. And although her husband is an alpha male, she's not easily intimidated, and she tries really hard not to get lost in his shadow. There's some other characteristics that you may need to add that describes your inner self and your outer self. And if there's a big disparity between what you show to others and what you are truly feeling inside, then it's time for you to work on your unresolved issues so that the inner healing can take place. I know digging deep hurts, but it's necessary in order to pull out the hurt and the pain from the past by the root. Inner healing is like going into surgery to have a growth removed or part of your body repaired. There's a lot of pain after surgery, but after 6 weeks, the body has healed and the pain is gone. By now, you figured out that drugs and alcohol, they didn't solve the problem. In the long run, it only exacerbated your issues, which caused you to burn a lot of bridges. Don't get angry. It's my job to coach and consult so that you can live a more harmonious life. What I said does not apply to everybody, but if the shoe fits. Well, that's all I have for now. Thank you for joining me. and I will see you next time on Harmonious Living. One more thing, be sure to like and subscribe, and blessings from the Most High.